Hey, what's up? It's Randy. What's going on? And welcome to another episode of my channel. And as you can see, I got something cool today. It's an iconic music store in Sacramento, California. And we're gonna check this out. What they're doing is they're moving. They've kind of downsized and they're moving locations. But this location has been here for a long time, and they've served the Sacramento area for a long time. So I'm gonna give you a little history on this place. And we're gonna check out the new location also. And yeah, let's check it out. Let's honor Skip's music. Yeah, this place brings back so many memories. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's right off the Capital City Freeway. You take Fulton, take a left on Fulton, take a left on Auburn. It's up about a quarter of a mile. We all knew exactly how to get to this place. And you can actually see it from the Capital City Freeway. And that's the road noise in the background is the busy Capital City Freeway. But this place has been here since 1979. Well, the owner, Skip, I believe his name is pronounced Magiora. We've always just referred to him as Skip. But he founded Skip's Music in 1973. There was a location that he opened up over off Florin Road in the South Sacramento area, Florin and 24th. And he ran that place there for several years until he moved to this location. And this is the location that most people know. In 1979, he opened up this location here. And this has been a staple in the Sacramento area. I mean, he has provided schools with like horns and all the rockers with their amps and their guitars and guitar strings. And this place is just kind of like home for a lot of us musicians that grew up in the area. Now you got to remember, this is back in the early 80s really, is when I really started going here and being interested in rock music and wanting to become a musician. And me and my friends, this was always a treat to come down here because we lived in the foothills over near Auburn, California, Newcastle, and east of Sacramento. So it was a little bit of a trek for us to get over here. So it was always a big deal for us to come over here and check out Skip's Music. Now you also have to realize this is way before the internet. Way before you could go on Guitar Center website and compare all the guitars and check out the Les Paul Customs and have it right there on your screen and check out all the specs and stuff like that. You actually had to go to a music store to find out all the information about a product that you were interested in. Skip's Music, I can't count the times that I've been here and I've just been so stoked to be here. Like I said, it's before the internet, before you could surf online and check out all the guitar porn online, you know. That's what I call it, you know, checking out all the cool guitars on online. But yeah, you'd actually have to go to a music store and check out the gear that you were interested in. And this is the place that we would go to. Now there was a few other places around town. There was K&K Music, and then there was Andy Penn's Drum and Guitar City, but none of them were as established as Skip's Music. We did like a few of the other places, but we'd always come back to Skip's Music because they either had what we wanted or had, you know, something about it, you know, that they had something that we needed, so we'd always have to come back here, you know. And it's been a staple in my life for many years. And like I said, it's been almost kind of like a home base for us rockers. Skip's Music has always been a place that we could go to get stoked about our music. It was such a thriving scene at the time. The 80s hair metal bands were really becoming very popular at the time, and that's what we were really into. And it was such an exciting time. I remember a few specific moments in here early on for me starting to play guitar. And one was when my dad and my grandma took us down here, and we checked out some amps, and it was right before Christmas, so we kind of had a feeling that we were going to be getting, me and my older brother Ronnie had a feeling that we were going to be getting an amp for Christmas, you know, because we both wanted to start playing guitar, and we really wanted a guitar too. We didn't even have a guitar at the time too, so we thought, well, maybe we'll get an amp first, and then, you know, we'll have to work out getting the guitar, you know, because our family didn't really have a lot of money. But anyway, I remember going here and going in, and a couple of the workers, some of the workers had worked here for a long time, but I remember one guy, he helped us, and it was PV musical gear. They came out with, at that time they were actually a pretty popular brand, and they were more economical than a lot of the other brands, so a lot of people would buy it. But we were checking out these little PV Studio Pro 40 amps, and the guy that was showing it us, he was, you know, he dialed it all in. You know, he had a guitar plugged into it, and he showed us how to turn up the pre and use the master volume for the saturation, for the distortion. And I didn't really even know how to do that at the time, and it just sounded so great. And he ended up playing a riff off of one of my favorite Y&T songs, which is called "Hungry for Rock," and I was just so mesmerized at that point. You know, I was just like, yeah, this is the amp that I want, you know. So we ended up leaving, and it truly was a surprise, because I don't believe my dad and my grandma bought those amps at that time. I think my dad must have came back and got them later, or something like that. But Christmas morning, we had brand new guitars and brand new amps. And granted, they were a little on the lower end of what you would pay for, but we also got our guitars were these Aria Pro Stray Cat. Yeah, I still have mine actually, but I just haven't played it in a long time. But it was called an Aria Pro Stray Cat, and my brother got a black one, and I got a white one. And yeah, that was our first instruments, and my dad bought the amps here at Skip's Music, and yeah, it was such an exciting, very exciting Christmas. Like I said, we were really into this music. It almost seemed like kind of like I don't know how to describe it, but it was just, the air was electric, you know, plus being young at the time too, but it was something else about the time with the music that it just felt very, like it was very thriving, you know, the music and everything, and it was a really exciting time. So the reason why I'm over here basically is I wanted to let you know that they're actually moving, and they're moving to 4614 Madison Avenue. Now that's over actually kind of by my house. It's right off Madison, so it's gonna be a good location for them. It's gonna serve the you know, the foothills a little better because it'll be closer, and then it'll still serve like the kind of the north area, and then the Roseville area, and then also the Sacramento area, because it's still not too far from this location really. And what they're doing is they're having a kind of like a grand opening plus a 50-year anniversary basically at that new location. And it turns out that day for that grand opening is tomorrow. And now I just found out a lot about this right now. I had kind of no idea really what was going on with Skip's Music. I just thought they were still hanging in there in the same location, this location right here. But now they're moving, and they're doing a grand opening and a 50th anniversary, and that's tomorrow, November 16th, 2023. So a lot of you that will watch this video, you know, if you watch it in a couple days, the grand opening will have come and gone, but their location is very much open, and we're gonna head over there actually pretty soon here, and I'm gonna show you the new location. Just remember my young, long-haired 16-year-old skinny self walking through these doors many times. And upstairs was always their lessons and their drum department, and you'd have to walk up these kind of rickety stairs to get to the drum department and get to the lessons area. Now I never took lessons here or anything like that, but it was definitely that was definitely a big part of their business, was having the lessons. I just remember having to walk up these little stairs And they always had the musicians bulletin board there too, so you'd always be able to find someone to, it's like drummer looking for a band, or singer looking for a metal band, or there was tons of these little notes on this bulletin board, and that was on the stairs as you'd walk up. And these kind of rickety stairs, if I remember correctly, man, they were kind of wobbly, and you'd get up to the top, and then the whole drum department was upstairs, which was pretty awesome. And then down the hall, this is a pretty long building. I'll show you the side of the building here, but all the drum are all the lesson studios and stuff like that are along the side. We're farther back in the building, actually. In 2005, they opened up, I believe they had another location in Modesto. I'm not quite sure the dates that one was open. I think it was pretty consistently open with this one here, because I do remember always hearing about the Modesto location. And then in 2005, they opened up a location in Elk Grove, because that area was expanding so much that it was such a populated area once they developed everything out there. So they opened that up, and that stayed open until I believe they just closed that one down in 2023, and that was 2005 to 2023. So 17, 18 years, I think, depending on when they exactly opened up in 2005. But I think they said it was like 17 years that they were there. But this is the main location, and like I said, this one was here in 1979. I wanted to also tell you that Skip created programs. The first one was in 1981. It was called the Stairway to Stardom program. It was for kids from I want to say it was 10 to 16 that could get the whole band experience. They could go in, learn how to rehearse, learn how to work in the studio a little bit, learn how to learn songs, and then at the end they would perform. They would have kind of a recital, I guess you could say, but it was more geared towards kind of rock, and they had the coaches for each band. It was kind of like The Voice, on the TV, but it was for young kids, and it was called the Stairway to Stardom. And in fact, and then also, let me tell you about the Weekend Warriors. That came about in 1997, and that was for anybody basically that used to be a musician that still wanted to play and just didn't have a lot of time, but had a little time on the weekends. Well, what that was basically just kind of like the Stairway to Stardom program, but it was for older people. That was real successful because there was a lot of people that had an old guitar, and then used to play in high school and still wanted to kind of have a little bit of the rock and roll lifestyle. So you could team up, and then they put you in bands, and they'd have coaches just like the Stairway to Stardom, but it was just for older people, or not necessarily even older people. It was just for people that just didn't really have time or didn't really know how to form a band themselves. And you would learn all the aspects of being in a band, and you would learn cover songs. And then they would, at a local venue, I believe a few of them were at the Boardwalk out in Orangeville, which was a very popular rock and roll club at the time. But they would have that as a kind of like their performance, their end of their program performance. And it was a big bash for all their friends and family, and people could go out and have a few drinks and listen to their dad play in a band, or their mom sing in a band or whatever. There was just all, it was those programs are still going to this day. And in fact, they were so popular that Skip was actually on the board of the NAM board. I believe that's called the National Associates of Music Merchants. I hope I'm getting that right. But NAM is really popular. They have a big show a couple times a year in LA, and all the who's who of the music industry is always out there and everything like that. But well, Skip served on the board for that, and his programs were so popular that a lot of European countries and a lot of places, even throughout the United States, adapted his ideas for these programs for their music stores also. But he was known worldwide for these programs, and it was quite kind of revolutionary at the time. His Stairway to Stardom program mainly, and then later on the Weekend Warriors program. But and then later on he established another one. It was called the Associates of Independent music merchants. It was called AIM, AIMM was the acronym for it. I might be butchering these a little bit, but that was he founded that, and that was a kind of a similar thing to NAMM in a way, but kind of on a smaller level for independent music stores and stuff like that. They had a kind of an organization that they could be part of and get support and stuff like that. So Skip's done a lot in his life throughout, not just providing the community with musical instruments and programs and stuff like that, but he's done a lot, for the music industry and the music merchants industry. And I don't think a lot of people really know how much he has done and how much impact his ideas have had on a lot of people, actually, And I never participated in any of the Stairway to Stardom or Weekend Warriors, but when the first Stairway to Stardom came out, I was always thinking, because I was about that age, I was thinking, oh wow, that would be really cool. But my family didn't really have a lot of money at the time, and it wasn't real expensive, but it cost a little bit, and we'd have to drive down, it was quite a commute and stuff like that. So never got around to doing that, but I always thought it was a pretty cool thing, and heard about people that I knew later on that participated in it and stuff like that, and they always had a great time doing it and stuff like that. Yeah, this is the side of the building here, and as you can see, it's a pretty long building, and all those rooms up there where the windows are and the air conditioning units and stuff, those were the lesson rooms for piano lessons, trumpet lessons, guitar lessons, vocal lessons, everything. They were really known for their lesson program. They had a lot of students come in and out of here for sure. I found out recently also that Skip actually passed away in 2023. I believe it was April of 2023. And his son is carrying on his legacy, is carrying on his music stores. And he, like I said, he opened the brand new one. They kind of consolidated all the locations to that location because it is a really good location, actually. So he's kind of carrying on his dad's legacy. And supposedly they're going to have, I'm not sure if it's available yet, but they're going to have like a full museum inside the store with like Sacramento music scene. Man, I would really like to see that. And I'm not sure if it's they made a comment in one of the articles that I was reading that it might not be ready for a while, but it is coming for sure. So I may do a separate vlog on that eventually. So because I think that would be really cool. Because Skip, bumping elbows with a lot of people in the music industry, being part of the NAMM and the AIM organizations and stuff. He was a big staple in Sacramento, and a lot of people knew him, and I'm sure he had many friends in the music industry. So I'm sure he has a lot of stories to tell, and I'm sure he has a lot of memorabilia and stuff from those times, of his music dealings with all the people in the music industry, because it was such a great time, an electric time for music and I was a part of that, and I feel so grateful that I was, and it's kind of sad to see this location shut down, because we've known this place to be here for many years, and it was always a treat to come here. And like I said, it was before the internet, so this is the place you could go to kind of get stoked about what you were doing, and find out more about new products and new amps and new guitars and stuff like that, and you could actually see it and feel it and stuff like that. So it's kind of sad to see that part of like a music store go away. There's still guitar centers in business and a lot of music stores, and it is kind of a necessity in a way for a lot of the community programs for like schools and stuff like that to provide instruments for their bands, and like horns and saxophones, different things like that. And Skip did all that too. That part of his business was a big part of his business, actually. And And then he had us rockers, come in all the time, and I've had several of my buddies work here, and I just people I know, you'd always kind of run into someone that you knew when you walked in here, and it was just always exciting. You always kind of wanted to look cool because it was kind of like networking before social networking, became a thing. It was kind of one of the places you'd go to kind of rub elbows with some of your other bands, other band members. You'd always see someone in here buying guitar strings, and they were doing the same thing, just hanging out, trying to look cool and kind of find out information. And everybody would always look at the music bulletin board to try to, because the bands were always looking for a new singer, or bands were always looking for a bass player. Bass players were the hardest to find, believe me. We went through several, but to get a good one, it was hard to find. but yeah, it was just a fun time. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see, but in a way, it's kind of a new opportunity for them to grow over there. Plus, it's a lot closer to my house, so I'm definitely going to be going to it a lot more than I did this one, because this one it's not too far, but it's a little inconvenient at times, especially with traffic and stuff like that sometimes. So yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to head over to the new location now, and I think I covered everything pretty much here, and then I'm going to show you the outside of the new location. I'm not sure if I'll go into the new location, because I kind of want that to be maybe a different vlog with the museum and stuff like that, but I'm going to show you the outside and where it's at and everything like that. And yeah, let's go check it out, and stay tuned. I'll be back in a second. Actually, I had one more quick story I wanted to tell you here while I'm at this location. Me and my buddy, he was the singer in our band. I would come down here with him a lot to hang out at the music store and check out the guitars and stuff like that. And I had my Aria Pro, but it was a little on the cheaper side, and our band was starting to play some gigs and stuff like that, so I really needed a new guitar, and I didn't have a lot of money at the time, and none of us did. But my friends developed a landscape. My friend, the singer in the band, started a landscape business, and him and his dad, and it was actually taking off pretty good, so he had a little extra money. So we came down here one time, and I was playing a red Charvel Jackson, which was a very popular guitar at the time. And my buddy said, yeah, let's get it, man. And I was like, what? No way. And he bought it for me, man. And it was incredible, man. It was such a good feeling. I'm not sure if I ever paid him back for it, or if he expected me to pay him back. I think I probably gave him some money back, but it was just a cool gesture, because he knew I was broke, and I knew he was broke, and the only reason really he had any money was, they just started this landscape business that was starting to take off, and him and his dad were working hard to get it going, but yeah, I remember that, and that's the guitar I played through a lot of my gigs and through the time that I was in that band, and yeah, it was kind of a good memory, but thanks to my buddy out there. He knows who he is. You're the man, dude. There's the Skips Music sign right there by the Quick Quack Car Wash. Here I am. I'm at the new Skips Music location. Now, this is the old Office Depot building. And for those of you familiar with Sacramento, this is basically Madison Avenue and I-80. And it's so loud right now because there's a Quick Quack Car Wash right there, but it's the same parking lot I was in the other day for the Chick-fil-A, and there's also a La Quinta Hotel. The In-N-Out Burger is here also, so those of you who are from Sacramento will know this area pretty well. It's right off 80, so that's what makes me think that it's actually a really good location for Skips Music. Because it'll cover the foothills, Roseville area, plus Sacramento, because it's kind of still in Sacramento, but it's easy accessible to all the freeways and stuff. So I think it's a good move for them. But this is it right here. And yeah, it's pretty incredible that they're still in business, and seems like they're thriving. They're starting a new chapter. Skip's son is taking the reins and opening up a location for Skips Music. It's kind of sad to see the old location go, but hey, it's a new chapter. It's getting loud again with the Quick Quack car wash. That's a very popular place. This whole parking lot is extremely busy with all the businesses that are in here. But yeah, Skip's Music is here, and actually tomorrow is the 50th anniversary, and it's the reopening, basic grand opening, as you can see on the sign there. It's the grand opening for this location, the celebration of the 50th anniversary, and the grand opening. So that's November 16th, 2023. So a lot of you that watch this video later on, the grand opening will have come and gone, but it will still be here, the Skip's Music. So come and check it out. Give Skip some love, man. You know, he's been a part of the community for a long time. And come and for all those musicians out there that want to go to an actual music store and be able to kind of play and hear the new stuff that's coming out and actually touch it and feel it and check, just get the stokedness that you need to be a musician. You know, that was a big part of us going to these music stores, was just getting that, refilling our cup of being stoked, you know. I don't know how else to describe it, but it always made us feel like super excited about what we were doing, and we were so into it, you know, and Skip's Music was a big part of that. And yeah, I think I'll just kind of leave it there. I'm not going to go in there this time, but what I'm going to do is when the museum opens up, and I'll find out a little bit more about that. Then I'm going to go ahead and do a vlog on the museum part of it, and then show a little bit of the inside at that point. But I'm not sure if they, you know, really want the filming and stuff in there right now. But right now I'm just kind of leading you to water, and then you guys could come here and drink up a Les Paul, drink up a Marshall stack, drink up some GHS strings. Woohoo! No. But anyway, this is a big part of my life, and I'm pretty stoked to see this here. I appreciate you hanging out with me on this vlog. This has been a blast, walking down memory lane and checking out the new location of Skip's Music and all the history that Skip's Music has had in the Sacramento area. Just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and give the video a big thumbs up. Also check out some of my other videos too. I'm in the same parking lot that I was for the Chick-fil-A video the other day and stuff, so give that one a watch. And until then, I appreciate everybody watching, and until next time, we'll see you soon. Rock and roll.